Not sure who's going to show up today, but we've got you guys, so I will pour into you all. What's hot for you guys right now? How was yesterday? What did we win? Where was the activity levels? Could we have done more? What was the constraints? Talk to me.
Yeah, basically, what I actually do is actually just do DM setting actually. I
Okay.
set appointments on DMs from group communities, like the offer I'm actually working on right now is they actually help people who run ads to like reduce the cost of their ads and also help them generate targeted custom audience to
Love it.
their that like yeah like just custom audience to their either if they're running ads on Google or Facebook or maybe through cold emails and all that.
Sure.
So what I actually do on the Facebook group is from their funnels they book demo from demo to a sales call. So those who don't close
Wait,
actually
so let me
fall
just,
back to the
Stephen, let me get this
community.
straight. Stephen, you're
Yeah.
primarily doing outreach via messenger and direct message on social media, and then you're booking a triage call for
Yeah, yeah,
yourself,
yeah, yeah.
or you're booking it for somebody
Not for
else.
myself,
Okay,
for someone else.
got you. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
cool. And how's that going?
So I think, yeah, it's going well, but I'm just having some objections and yeah, some objections and some restraint like that. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
What kind of objections are you getting that you're struggling with?
I think, I think, um, I think I had two conversation with two people recently who are actually like talking about the price. Some have already opted on the call before. So when they came back to the community where I was actually chatting with them, they were like asking for the price of the offer. So the price is from like $1,500 to
Yeah,
to 10,000 to a 10K offer.
right.
So I was like trying to like help them understand what the offer is. That is actually depending on the kind of business they are doing
Right.
and what they are actually looking for. So we can actually like ask an offer to them. But they are insisting on getting on the price. So it's
Yeah.
like I just gave them a view, like I just give them a clue about the offer. So they just stop talking to me.
Yep.
That's
I hear
that's
you.
what I'm yeah.
Yep. That's good stuff. So, I mean, 90% of objections are going to come down to some sort of financial objection, and if it's not a financial objections, it's the fear of the financial objection or the fear of the finances. So totally,
Yeah.
this is something that comes up in sales all the time. So the question is how do you overcome that? Because it's going to be
Yeah.
presented, it's going to be presented in a couple different ways to you. Right. It depends on how the conversation is. It depends on, and I know over DM and you don't get that voice and that tonality. So it's a little bit more perhaps difficult to read, but you can tell if somebody's being short in text if they're just going straight for the price. So there's a few different ways that you can handle that price objection. And I'm sure there's some people on here who have some good ways of handling it as well. Omar, what's going on, man? Is that the Omar?
Yo,
Not
what
sure.
up? What up?
What up? It is. How you doing, bro? In the
I'm doing
office. Let's
good.
go. You ready to
Yes,
crush the day,
sir.
man?
Been ready.
Let's go. Tim, Omar works on Sub 2, or not Sub 2, excuse me, Start Virtual, which is Pace's other company that we're partnered in as well. Tim, how would you handle these? Tim's a great closer. He's a stud. He put up 7 deals last week. And he
Wow.
gets that objection a lot. I'm sure. How do you handle it? If somebody just right out the gate, Tim, texts you, it's just like, hey, well, just what's the cost of the program? How much does it cost?
Yeah, I usually do some type of deflection. I usually would say something, without doing some type of how do I typically word that? Sorry, it's
You're good.
Really without doing some discovery with you, I would be doing you a disservice and telling you exactly what it is that we provide. We have a range of offers, a range of things that we actually work with you at. So I'd love to get you on, and definitely see. I will give them like a general, like it could be $2,000 to $10,000 or something.
Yeah.
Just because if it's not, I won't go down to my lowest breakdown, but I will give them something, because if they're going to push on price before they even get on a call with me, then
yeah,
I'd rather give them at least an overview. But I will say, I want to do some discovery with you, basically.
Right.
See if we can even help you, because I don't know if we can. So
That's it. That's it right there, Stephen. And Tim is a closer, so he's not triaging these calls. So he's just trying to speed up that process a little bit more. You have the luxury of allowing a little bit more space and anchoring the posturing and the positioning to the person that you're setting it to. Hey, the person who I'm going to connect you with is going to have all of those answers for you. They're an expert in this, or they're our director of enrollment. Right. And so it really depends on how you're hoping that we can work with you. These are the things that we do, but it just depends. So that's one approach at the level at the level that you're setting at. But to Tim's point, something that I'll say is, you guys might hear me say this often: prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. Right?
Yeah.
Prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So if someone tells you, hey, what should I do? How much does it cost? Can I get in the program? Right? Well, hey, I would really be doing you a disservice, because, at the end of the day, prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So I can't really tell you what I think you should do if I don't know a couple of things. One, where you're at, and two, more importantly, where you're trying to get to. Does that make sense? Fair enough?
Yeah.
Right? You see how my tonality comes down there at the end too? It's like, hey, I know you're asking for this and I want to give it to you. This is the undertone. I know you're asking for this and I want to give it to you. I'm not trying to be difficult, but I promise you, I've done this a lot. Maybe it's a reframe of your positioning, right? Hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. Meet them where they're at. I totally understand where you're coming from. However, we're really not just in the business of selling this stuff. We value the integrity of our group, the integrity of our community, and we really value our success stories. So we don't really want to let somebody in or start working with somebody if we know it's not going to work. And we'll tell you that. Fair enough? You see how it's like a little bit of a takeaway, right? So that's one way to handle it. Another way to handle it is if you're on the phone with them or however, and they ask, hey, what's the price? You're like, totally, we can totally get to that. Just curious, is price the only deciding factor for you? Right? And you throw that just curious in front, and it softens the blow, puts a little velvet on the hammer, as we like to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Perfect. Yeah. So is price the only deciding factor for you? Right? And they might be like, oh no, it's not. Okay, great. Well, can we talk about those other things as well? And then we might be able to find whatever that price is that ends up working out, right? If you have payment plans, if you have range, the thing that makes sense for you, right?
Yeah. So I had another guy that was actually asking. He said he has already opted on a call with the closer before, and he already knew about the price. Well, he still came back and was asking me. I think after a few months, he still came back and was asking me what the price is that he had. The price was so amount. So is the price still at that range or not? And I still told him the same thing I told the other guy.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You want to be consistent with your team, right? You don't want to be saying different things. But if he came back and he already knew the price, then by all means, I think you can, just meet him where he's at and be very honest, right?
Yep.
You can try to uncover a little bit more about why he's asking. So this is another really good point. Oftentimes the objections that people bring up are not the objections that they actually have, right? People, like, for example, people ask all the time, oh, what's your success rate? They don't care if other people succeeded or not, right? They want to know if it's going to work for them. Well, how are they going to know if it's going to work for them? Well, are you going to do the work? Right? Did we get to that level of commitment? So turning around and putting it back on them. So oftentimes people ask or objections or throw out objections, not for the real reason why they're asking. So you can break that down a little bit further. Hey, great question. Just curious. What makes you ask? Right? Anybody, Tim will tell you, he's been with me for a while. Hayel and Omar are with me for a little bit now, but I often don't answer questions. Right? I often just ask questions back to the question that you asked, because it's not about me understanding. It's about you understanding, right? It's not about me being understood. It's about you feeling like you're understood. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
right? So oftentimes
same.
the reason they're asking is not the real reason asking. So a great way to get around objections, or just make sure that the objection is the actual objection, right? Hey, that totally makes sense. I'm just curious. What's behind that? What makes you ask? Oh, and then they explain more, right? Oh, well, this is really important because last time I got burned, right? Now, oh, that's the fear. Now we can start addressing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Tristan, Maria, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. What part of the world are you guys from? Where are you at?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, sweet. What is it? What offer are you selling? What are you doing?
So we help real estate brokerages hire more agents. So my partner, he has a brokerage with about 200 agents. So we help, like mom and pop brokerages
Yeah.
scale to like 10 to 20 agents to increase their revenue.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. But I had a question for you too, because I was listening yesterday. It was a really good call. But we have one person who's an SDR. He sets the appointments, kind of handles the triage and everything.
Sure.
He books about 3 appointments a day. He's brand new, so I wanted him to actually hop on this call, so he'll probably hop on future ones. But do you have any recommendations? So we do cold outbound email. So we use a tool called Instantly. We send out about, I think it's 500 cold emails a day. And then we put them on drips. We run Facebook ads. So we generate about 10 leads a day.
Mm-hmm.
10 to 20, depending on the day. And then we have a group of about 600 members that we've kind of finally funneled everyone through. Do you have any recommendations for things he can do? Because sometimes he just doesn't know what to do anymore when he runs out of the leads, or he's ran through all of our leads all week. The Facebook group, he's responded to all the lead magnets. Do you have any recommendations for him or ways to get more bookings for us?
I mean, I don't know all of your guys' lead sources and all your guys' marketing like angles, but I would just try to introduce some really low cost lead sources that give them the opportunity to talk to people, right? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of cold outbound, but I totally understand it's necessary sometimes in real estate, especially. The things that I think would make it a little bit easier on him if you're not going to introduce new lead sources would give him more assets to nurture his existing pipeline, right? So that he can go back. Because I'm sure if I don't know, what numbers are we talking? How many dials is he making? How many people is he talking to? How many leads are coming in?
So he does about at least 100 dials a day. We tell him to do at least 20 DMs, cold outreach to people who are joining our group. And then,
Can I give you a piece of advice? Can I give you a suggestion? Take it or leave it.
Of course.
One suggestion, I often set up KPIs because outbound dials and connections are super easy to manipulate in terms of those numbers, right? And if he's just focused on hitting KPIs, it's very easy to just not really put in the effort to make connections or make results or turn those calls into actual things. So a better metric that we like to measure is talk duration. How much time did you spend talking? Right? Because I could do 200 dials in 20 minutes potentially, right? But how many people did I actually connect with and talk to? And then what am I doing with my time from there, right? Am I dipping out or am I searching other lead sources? Am I working my pipeline, right? Tim, Hayel, and Omar can tell you, like, we like working the getting educational based assets in front of the pipeline. We have cadences for working our no-shows, cancels, reschedules, those types of things. I understand this is cold, so I would imagine, especially with cold outbound, I don't know how many times or what your SOP is for initial contact, but cold outbound, you probably need to call those people 6 or 7 times before you actually even get a connection, right? What's up, Hayel?
Yeah.
I think, and so, because I'm like in the real estate space, so I want to kind of maybe give a little pointer on that. So you're trying to reach out to agents, right, and build relationships?
Real estate brokerage owners. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know, like with batch leads, they just came out with an agent outreach. And so you can actually skip trace a lot of the information. So the brokerage owners and how many deals they're doing per month or per year and things like that. So you can actually like scrape all that data and have, your person text them directly to their phone numbers instead of doing emails.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So where do you recommend scraping? I use Apollo right now for like brokerage. Do you get emails and stuff from there? Do you have any recommendations for where to get that data?
So in batch, they're actually, you can skip trace it. So their phone number, their email and everything. Yeah. So they
Okay.
just came out with it like a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know all the features on it, but I think it would work maybe for what you're looking to do.
Grab the affiliate link.
They use Pace Morby.
Yeah, Pace Morby.
Yeah.
Morby? Okay, I'll check.
Yeah, right on. And Tristan, just so you know, I mean, love that question and process stuff. We can absolutely discuss. This call will be probably a little bit more focused towards the rep process, which is great, right? Which you were asking about that skill development stuff. But if you want us to go deeper with you, we do also have a leader circle where we're a little bit more focused on the management, the leadership, the operations and stuff. And you have access to me and my whole team as well. So just so you know, you got another resource as
Okay,
well.
so how can I, do I just reach out to you in the group or something, or?
Yeah, here, let me, I'll drop, are you in the Facebook group by chance?
Yeah, I'm in the Facebook group.
Okay, perfect. As long as you're in there, yeah, you can reach out. You can just anytime post up, ask a question. Somebody will respond to you inside of there.
Cool, thank
Cool.
you.
Absolutely. Really good stuff. Maria, what about you? Where part of the world are you in? What are you selling? What's going on?
Hi, I'm currently in Austin, Texas, and this is my first time joining this meeting, and I'm still trying to figure out what everything entails.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thrown off right now.
All good. I'll catch you up to speed on kind of what this is. So a lot of, there's been different people. We just started this week. We're doing them every morning at 8 a.m. The point of this is to induce a flow state. It's a little bit difficult. We're navigating it right now because there's so many people on different offers. But the idea is that we can get a little extra sales training, a little extra skill development, get in a really good mind state prior to going into our work days and, grow together. So completely free, no obligation. You can come many days that you can make it if you like. We'll have trainings. Not every day, no 2 days will really be the same. Depends what is hot, what comes up. I might bring in some outside speakers. I might do some different types of trainings. We'll see what comes up.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is. What is it that you're selling?
I'm currently not selling anything. I'm working on transferring everything to California. I'm originally from there. I currently live I work for a realtor association.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm the CEO's assistant. So I see everyone successful in real estate, and I'm trying to start my own thing, but I want to do it in California.
Got you. What type of real estate? Like a brokerage or investing side of things?
Investing side of things.
Okay, cool. Are you involved in any investor groups or do you have like anything like that?
Currently not. I'm starting fresh. I just signed up for Tarek's program.
Okay, sweet.
Literally just started this morning, and I'm still getting into everything right now.
You're going to love it. Target's program is great. Who did you talk to? Who got you started? Who is your director of enrollment?
Greg.
Greg.
Yes, I can get his last name.
We have a Greg on the team, Tim? I don't think we have a Greg on the team.
I'm sorry, it's Grayson.
Oh, Grayson, let's go. Okay. Right on. Yeah, Grayson was on this call
right now. So Sheila helped me out this morning, but he was the person I contacted.
Very cool. Very cool. Now you're going to love it. It's a great community. Tarek pours into the students. Make sure you're on those coaching calls. Were you on the one yesterday? Oh, okay. Yeah. Make sure you get on those coaching calls. Those are a ton of fun, but very cool. Well, sales definitely transcends every industry and really every walk of life, every form of communication. So glad you're here. Do you have any specific questions? Anything you're looking to hope to gain or learn, or just kind of checking it out for the first time? And
just checking it out for the first time. I had a crazy load of information today, so I'm trying to sort things out and trying to figure everything out right now.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, holler if you need anything.
Thank you.
Cool. Anything else, guys? What's hot for you? Any objections you guys are facing? Omar, what's the focus for you this week? How are you going to get better this week?
And I'd say the main focus for me to get better is asking those questions in the beginning. That way, towards the end, it's just kind of easy overcoming those objections and kind of reiterating what they said in the beginning, just kind of challenging them in a way, and just have them just what I did say that. It's just kind of putting that back to them. So that's where I'm trying to focus on to be better at.
Yeah, focus on putting it back to them.
Right. By asking those questions in the beginning.
Love it. Love it. Very good. You see what I did there, Tim? See what I did there, Omar? Right. Sometimes asking those questions in the beginning to draw out more information, just repeat the last thing they say and they'll keep talking. Right.
Mm.
Repeat the last thing. Yeah. If you just repeat the last thing, then they feel like they need to explain more so they feel understood, because everybody wants to feel understood. Right. But 100%, right? You ask the questions in the beginning and you can prevent what you can expect, right? We know when we're going to get a money objection. We know we're probably going to get some sort of timing objection. We know we're probably going to have some sort of partner objection, right? When we get those if we know we can expect that, then we can prevent that by asking questions that make them make a commitment to something that transcends that, right? This is what we always talk about. All the questions in the beginning and the discovery leading up to getting that commitment, right, is what you got to do before moving on to anything else. Nothing else matters in the conversation until you get that commitment.
Well, I guess question with that, Sean, because yesterday I sent in a call and I got some feedback from Eddie and the team. And it was kind of when I came into the call, you guys were talking about objections, rebuttals, and all of that. And I was trying to set the stage, kind of get more information. The guy was pretty cut and dry about like, yep, I need a cold caller. And then I got into, just to try to open it up more, budget. All right, because he only put 0 to 500. So I'm trying to figure out what are we going to offer. And so then he was just like, whoa, this is not what I thought the call was going to go like. How about you just email me everything? And I know how to read really well. And so then I was just like, no, that hot girl in the bar, like, no, we got 5 minutes right now. If you want, we can just go through everything. And he's like, well, then it's not going to work out then. And I was like, okay. And so that's the approach that I took. Eddie Malouf, he was just like, no, you consoled the guy. You should have just given him the power. So I'm just kind of wondering, where did I go wrong? Should I have given more power? Yeah.
The hottest girl in the bar thing does not work well with big ego buyers, right? If somebody wants to get into excuse my language, but like a dick measuring contest with you, right? Let them win, concede. Hey, I'm not here to play that game. And really that stance is kind of that I'm beyond this. Like, I don't need to be doing this. Right. Yeah. However, you do want to do your best to meet people where they're at. Right. So say someone comes in up here in terms of ego driver, right? And you're coming in down here in terms of, hey, I want to connect. I want to be in the heart. Right. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to get this person to come down here unless you first come up here. Now, you don't have to match them fully, but you got to get close enough to where they feel like they're like, okay, we're on the same wavelength. They understand that I'm in charge here, right? Mm-hmm. You can make them feel like they're in charge with you actually being in charge. The reason why is because the person asking the questions is really the person in control, right? So anything he says, so it really comes down to what Omar's point was, you just have to be really fucking good at asking great questions, right? Mm-hmm. So when he says whatever he says, oh, hey, I just want to know the price, or hey, here's what I want, right? Instead of saying, okay, or instead of agreeing with him or being like, great, let me get you that, right? Ask a question, right? Here's, hey, is price the only deciding factor to you? Or, hey, just curious, before we set that up for you, that sounds great. How did you arrive at that? That's what you need. Right. Just help him process a little, help him slow down a little bit. Right. And so when he comes in here, you're coming in here, meet him where he's at a little bit, and you'll be able to slowly start bringing him to where you want to be. But if you just try to hold your ground and he just holds his ground, you guys are too far apart. Right. And so, does that make sense?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I knew I lost the guy the moment that happened. I was like, all right, we're done with this conversation. Because at that point, you can't reel them back in. It's just like, right. Cool. No, that makes sense. So pretty much just do belly up for the ego heads.
Yeah. Belly up, but you can still ask questions and still be in control. Right. When I come in like that, when I use that little puppy dog example, when I come in and it's just like, hey, I want to get close to you, but I'm showing you my belly because I don't want to be threatening. Right. I'm still in control because I'm still getting what I want. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm still the one asking the question. Does that make sense?
For sure. Yeah.
Cool. We've got about a minute and a half. Anybody have any last final thoughts, questions? Anything you guys want to see me cover? Because I can prepare stuff for you, or I can make sure that we have a very intentional sales flow meeting in the morning, or we can just continue to riff like this.
I got some.
Yeah, what's up?
So I have stumbled into a new product that I'm offering. It's virtual project management, virtual redevelopments management for investors.
Okay.
Because I couldn't realize even if I spoon feed them the information, they don't know how to apply it or have a desire to apply it.
Mhm.
I've come a proficient at it. My thing is that so I got my first sale yesterday, but it was through already a student I coached, so there's rapport and relationship built. So then I go into my next cold lead, basically off of a Facebook post, never talked to the individual before, and I found myself in a lack of confidence type of conversation because like I'm selling myself, I'm selling my services, and I don't know them yet completely. So I'm always, not always, at times I could be overly honest. So it's like, do I need to figure out all of the steps first to gain my own internal self-confidence before I'm selling here, or should I just continue to fail forward with it and figure it out as I go?
Yeah, dude, that's a great question. I love the way you asked that too. I'm a huge fan of rapid experimentation, but I'm also, there's going to be a balance, right? And I think what that balance is there's going to be a balance of you being very confident and knowing your offer and knowing the material, and you being really skilled at asking questions. The more skilled you are at asking questions, the less you have to know about what it is you're selling. The less skilled you are in asking questions, the more you have to actually rely on the facts, the information, and whatnot, right? And so I would say, one, getting even better than you are at asking great questions. And then the other thing that might help is getting some, the thing that you said helped was having that rapport in the beginning, getting some educational based assets and dripping on them and educating them and building that connection, that trust, that conversation kind of prior to the time that you get on the call.
Yep.
Right.
That was just recommended to me yesterday, actually, coming up with a free video tutorial program in the beginning, and giving that out as my teaser.
100%.
And that should build my rapport.
100%.
Yeah.
Here's a super easy way to do it, Phil. You can record a quick training video, like 3, 4, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Record a training video, get it transcribed, put it into an ebook, put it into an audio form, put it into a video form. Now you got 3 different ways people like to consume content of the same material. You could flip around the headlines and play with it, see which one works. But now build email sequences to drip on those people with those assets, right? Do what's called pre-call homework. So if someone books a call with you, shoot them over this. Hey, before we hop on the call, can you go through this? It'll really make sure we get the most out of it, right? Trust is getting built. Momentum is getting built. By the time they get on the call, they already feel like they've gotten started.
Love it. Thanks.
And then one of the other things too, I wanted to do this today. I wasn't sure how many people we would have, but we'll do it tomorrow. Omar's played it with me. And Hayel has played it, but I have a game that we play where you don't know what you're selling. You don't know who you're meeting with. You don't know what their needs, wants, goals, desires, pain points are. You literally just have you have a meeting with the person, and you have to sit down and through asking great questions, figure out what it is you're selling, what's important to them, and sell it to them. So it forces you to stay like in that super curious buying pocket, because 9 times out of 10, if they know what they're calling for, right? And so if you just ask questions and help them process it and walk through it, they're going to arrive ultimately at a place of, okay, how do I get started? And you're going to be like, great question. I don't know. I don't know how. Give me your credit card that I know that. And then the other thing you can do too, and I was going to say this to you, Hayel, earlier, is don't forget to leverage your team. Like TO, pass leads off to people, right? If you feel like you're not connecting with the person, hey, maybe I'm just not understanding, but you know what? Let me pass you to my colleague, Omar. He works directly with brand face. He might be able to go a little bit deeper for you and provide a little bit more insight. Does that work for you? Right? Don't push him away. It might not be right hell up with that guy, right? Maybe before it got too out of hand, we can be like, hey, I'm really not sure the answer on that, but let me connect you with one of our senior advisors. It doesn't matter how you position or posture them, right? Just position and posture them as somebody who has maybe perhaps more authority to go deeper with them, right? And then you can get partial sale. All right, y'all, I'm about 3 minutes over. I got to get to my next meeting. Hope y'all had an amazing morning. Hope y'all crushed the day. Let's hear from Coach Phil. What are you most grateful for today, Coach Phil?
I'll get sappy, my marriage.
Love it. Maria, what are you grateful for?
Just life,
Love it.
able to wake up every day.
Hell yeah. Love it. Tristan, what are you grateful for, man?
Same, just another day, another
Love it.
day, more opportunity.
So blessed. Steven, what are you grateful for? You're on mute.
Said I'm grateful for life, man. I'm
Love it.
grateful to crush it.
Love it. Love it. Omar, what are you grateful for today?
Gee, I'm grateful to finally hop on these meetings, see what's up, learn from you.
Let's
So
go.
I'm excited.
Let's go. Hi, what about you?
My dog. She
Love
makes
it.
me happy.
Love it. All right, y'all. I'm grateful for another opportunity today. Grateful for my business partners. I got amazing business partners. I'll see you guys on the board. Well, I won't see you on the board. I'll see some of you guys on a leaderboard. But go crush it.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
great day. See you soon.
Bye.